Hey everybody, it's Zach here, and we got the heat rocking. It's 10 degrees in here, which outside it's 7 below, so yeah, I just got out here, just got the heater started. I was out here for quite a while today, but I thought I would show you guys an update. I am making a full build series on my phone here of all the little steps it took to get this far. So this is what the trailer looks like. We got the new front pieces welded on, this A-frame style piece. Got those welded real nice. And we got our stake pockets welded on. 2 on each side, 2 on the front. And then I have to make the rear ones still. I had to move the rear lights back to their old position due to the fact that the stake pocket would be obstruction for it. So I got those moved back. And you can kind of see how I built these. Piece of tube welded to the frame, comes out to the 3-inch piece, and then a carriage bolt that goes all the way through. 1/4-inch hole on the back, 3/8 on the front so it countersinks in. And then I have these metal straps on the front that I made real quick, and it holds this together pretty decent. So I went, let's see, 22 inches high for those 5.5-inch boards. They're 2x6s is all. Just some cleanup work left. Gotta trim these down and devise the rear tailgate. So I'm going to remove these round pieces that are on here and then make my tailgate pieces, but I need to make some sort of a lock when the tailgate goes in, it like slides in, kind of an idea. So perhaps these have to be trimmed anyways. I left them long, so I have to trim them with the Sawzall, and then maybe I will make a little metal piece that comes out and over that tailgate will slide into. Have to think about it for a couple days, but this thing is sturdier than ever, and it has good tongue weight now. The problem with it before was it really didn't have a lot of tongue weight, and obviously that's an issue because without any tongue weight it sits there and bounces around a lot, which is very annoying as you drive. So I would like to get a little bit of a different bolt for these because they stick out, but probably will never get around to it. But yeah, these are very strong. This thing will work great for this up and coming summer. I'm going to be doing my landscaping, so all of those rocks are going to be hauled with this thing in short trips, you know, here and there. I got tons of leaves because of the trees. I'll probably end up taking 2 or 3 loads of leaves in this thing to the dump come springtime, and yeah, and many other uses as well. And I really use this thing to haul around my canoe, and I still have the back and the front. I'll still be able to throw a canoe on there just fine. So I didn't lose out on any of that usability, but I did gain a lot for everything else. And what I'd really like to do is put all my fishing gear in here, and that way I can park this trailer in the garage and leave my truck parked outside, since I like having the ability to have the truck in here if I need it, but most of the time I don't need it in here. And leaving my fishing gear kind of in here is a lot safer than in the bed of my truck, which sometimes it's in there, sometimes it's not. But and my tailgate does lock, but I would feel better if I had something like this, hook up and go, and it's just all in here and easy to access. And yeah, so I kind of did, I put the At first I was going to put the end grain of these boards all the way forward, but then I decided to do it this way because water will get up here and it won't get into that end grain to rot. These are not pressure treated boards by any means, but being that they're 2x6s, I'm going to paint this thing come springtime, so they'll last me many years. Honestly, I mean, this will probably last me 10 years if I didn't even paint it. You know, it'd last me a really long time. And if one of these boards gets broken or you know, warps too much, it's pretty simple. One carriage bolt, it pops out, put a new one in, and it'll be ready to go. But I built it like this with solid sides because I don't really see the reasoning behind not having solid sides on it. I think, you know, stuff would just roll out of it. So I wanted it as solid as I could. That way when I'm driving down the road with leaves in it, just throw a tarp over top. It's not going to blow out or anything like that. But it was a challenge, being that this trailer in the past has been in some sort of an accident and the whole frame of it's tweaked. So squaring it up kind of became an issue because it isn't really square to begin with. And but we worked with it the best we could. Like you can see right here, there's a little kind of a gap, if you will, under here. Nothing that's going to make a difference. But yeah, it turned out really nice. I'm extremely happy with it. And just have to figure out the back pockets, throw that board in, and we are ready to go conquer anything. So I was really happy with how it turned out. And it'll be a good leaf hauler, or, you know, I think that you could get a four-wheeler on this thing pretty easily still with the sides, which is nice because then you can put like the four-wheeler and fishing gear in here and you don't have to worry about it flying out. But I think a four-wheeler, I lost, what, 3 inches, so now we're at 45 wide, and I think that the average four-wheeler is right around that 40 mark wide. So, and the whole lawn care business, you know, now I can put once again leaves in here, or the lawnmowers in here, or if I'm cutting brush, throw the brush in here. So I really like this idea better than using the bed of my truck for all that stuff, because the bed of the truck I use for furniture and all sorts of stuff, and to have it to bring leaves to the compost site, that works awesome. But I have to blow it out, sweep it out, otherwise you're getting debris all over everything. So yeah, I just have a little bit tonight to kind of just hang out, and I'm going to work on sweeping up. I have a bunch of kitty litter on the ground because I did an oil change on the truck and made a mess, and I'm going to get this pulled forward. That way I have a little more room to work with. Oh yeah, I invested in some of these Rhino ramps from Walmart. They're 40 bucks. But I didn't think I'd use a set of ramps as much as I have. I've used these things 4 times now, and I've owned them for, what, 3 weeks? So I guess if you don't have a pair, these work good. I think they hold like 10,000 pounds combined. They work great for my truck, and they're very handy to have. And they do stack on top of each other, so they'll, like that, save space. So, I mean, just about anything. You could roll the back of this trailer up on there to work on your wiring, or just a whole number of, you know, doing exhaust work for like friends, if you have a little welder or anything. So, yeah, I thought I'd throw that in there too, since I bought those recently to do that work on my truck's drive shaft. So, it beats jacking it up, you know, over and over to get it up to the right height. And we got this heater going. I do have it close to the tank, but my tank is frozen. It's not even warm, like, at all. It's just melting a little bit. But that's the biggest problem I have, is these tanks freeze up. And I would really like to invest in a 100-pound tank. This 20-pounder holds about 5 gallons of fluid. So if I got a 100-pounder, it would hold 5 times 5, so 25 gallons. And with the heater on low, it will go for about 4 to 5 hours, and it burns about a gallon to 2 gallons of fuel, depending on how low you have it. So if I had a big one, I could really go a long time without having to change out the tank, which would be very, nice to have. So, but it does heat it up in here. Like I said, we're 10 degrees. I mean, this video is only 10 minutes long. I don't think that it's really gotten any warmer in here. Well, yeah, we're almost up to 20, and this would be the coldest wall because it's the furthest away. So it heats it up in here. I had it like t-shirt weather almost today in here. So just to get it up to that 20 to 30 degree mark is perfect for me, because I'll be in my jacket, and out here it's just fine. Just to essentially, once you get it to where you can't see your breath, that's about right. So regardless, that's the progress on this. The rear gate's going to be the funnest part, and get this puppy buttoned up, and we'll be pretty much set. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Thought I would do a little update, and hope you enjoyed.